I never thought I'd be writing this. I never thought I'd be the person who had a story dark enough, twisted enough, painful enough to warrant putting it out into the void of the internet where strangers could judge me, comfort me, or tell me I'm insane. But here I am, 3 months after the worst betrayal of my life, finally ready to tell someone, anyone, what happened. Because I can't carry this alone anymore, and the people in my real life either don't know the full story or have chosen sides already. So here goes nothing. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, hit that subscribe button right now. You're going to want to hear how this ends. And drop a comment telling me if you think I went too far with what I did. I need to know I'm not crazy here. My name is Morgan, and 6 months ago, I was pregnant with my first baby. A little girl. We were going to name her Lily Rose, after my grandmother, who raised me when my parents couldn't be bothered. My husband Derek and I had been trying for 3 years, went through 2 rounds of IVF, depleted our savings, maxed out credit cards, and finally, we got pregnant. I was 22 weeks along when I went in for what was supposed to be a routine anatomy scan. I remember being so excited that morning, talking to my belly in the car, telling Lily about how we were going to see her sweet face on the ultrasound screen. Derek was holding my hand in the waiting room, and everything felt perfect. Everything felt like it was finally falling into place after years of disappointment and negative tests, and watching everyone around us get pregnant accidentally while we struggled. The ultrasound tech got quiet pretty quickly. Too quiet. She left the room to get the doctor, and I knew. I just knew something was catastrophically wrong. The doctor came in, did his own scan, and then sat down on that little rolling stool they have and told us that our baby had a severe neural tube defect. Her brain hadn't formed properly. She had no chance of survival outside the womb, and even inside, her heart was already showing signs of failure. He used words like incompatible with life, and compassionate termination, and I'm so sorry, but all I heard was that my baby was dying. That Lily was dying, and there was nothing anyone could do. We decided to carry to term anyway, to give her whatever time we could, but she died inside me 3 weeks later. I had to deliver her knowing she was already gone. I held my daughter's tiny, perfect body for 2 hours before they took her away, and something inside me died with her that day. I don't know how else to describe it. A piece of my soul just evaporated. The funeral was small. Just family and a few close friends. My best friend since middle school, Vanessa, was there. She held me while I sobbed. She stayed at my house for days afterward, making sure I ate, forcing me to shower, sleeping in the guest room so I wouldn't be alone when Derek had to go back to work. She was everything a best friend should be in those dark, horrible days. I told her things I couldn't tell anyone else, how I felt like my body had betrayed me, how I couldn't look at pregnant women without wanting to scream, how I genuinely wasn't sure I wanted to keep living. She listened. She promised me it would get better. She promised me she'd always be there. That was the beginning of August. By mid-September, Vanessa started acting weird. Distant. She'd cancel plans last minute, wouldn't answer my calls for days, and when we did talk, she seemed distracted, guilty almost. I figured she was just tired of dealing with my grief, which hurt, but I understood. Everyone has their limits, right? I tried not to be too needy, tried to give her space even though I desperately needed my best friend. Before I tell you what happened next, please hit that like button if you're still with me. And comment below if you've ever had a friend ghost you when you needed them most. Let me know I'm not alone in this. Then came October 15th. I'll never forget that date as long as I live. I woke up that morning to 17 missed calls and 46 text messages. My first thought was that someone had died, that something terrible had happened. My hands were shaking as I scrolled through the messages, most of them from mutual friends, some from acquaintances I hadn't spoken to in months. They all said variations of the same thing. I can't believe Vanessa did this. Are you okay? This is so messed up. Please tell me you didn't know. I had no idea what they were talking about. I called my friend Rachel, who picked up on the first ring. Morgan, oh my God, are you okay? Have you seen it? Seen what? Rachel, what the hell is going on? There was this long, painful pause. Then Rachel said, Vanessa threw herself a gender reveal party last night. A huge one. She rented out that event space downtown, had a photographer, the whole 9 yards. She's been pregnant this entire time, Morgan. Since before, she stopped, couldn't finish the sentence. My blood went cold. Since before what, Rachel? Say it. Since before you lost Lily. She was pregnant when she was at your house taking care of you. She's been pregnant this entire time and didn't tell you. And last night she had this massive party and posted about it all over social media. Everyone saw it. The whole thing is on Instagram. I hung up and immediately went to Vanessa's Instagram. And there it was. Dozens of photos and videos from the night before. Vanessa in a flowing white dress with her very visible baby bump, surrounded by pink and blue balloons. Her husband popping a confetti cannon that exploded in blue. Everyone cheering. Vanessa crying happy tears, her hand on her belly, captions about blessed and miracle baby, and can't wait to meet our son. She was 5 months pregnant. Which meant she knew the entire time she was at my house. The entire time she was holding me while I cried over my dead daughter. She was carrying her own healthy baby and didn't say a word. She let me sob on her shoulder about how unfair it was that everyone else got to have babies while mine died, and the whole time she was one of those everyone else. Pause right here and tell me in the comments, would you ever forgive something like this? Because what comes next gets even worse. And if you're not subscribed yet, do it now because you need to hear how I made her pay for this. I called her. She didn't answer. I called again. And again. On the 4th call, she finally picked up. Morgan, I can explain. Explain? My voice didn't sound like my own. It was this cold, flat thing. Explain what, exactly? That you've been lying to me for months. That you let me cry on your shoulder about my dead baby while you were secretly pregnant. That you couldn't be bothered to tell your supposed best friend, but you could tell 200 people at a party. It wasn't like that. Morgan, please, I was trying to protect you. Protect me? I was screaming now. Derek came running into the room, but I waved him away. You were trying to protect me by lying. By hiding. By throwing yourself a massive party and blasting it all over social media where you knew I'd see it. That's how you protect someone. She was crying now too. I didn't know how to tell you. I found out I was pregnant 2 weeks after your anatomy scan, and I was so scared because of what you were going through, and then when Lily died I couldn't tell you. You were in so much pain, and I didn't want to hurt you more, and time just kept passing and it got harder and harder to find the right moment. So you decided the right moment was a public gender reveal party. You couldn't tell me privately, give me time to process, let me decide if I could handle being around you. You just ambushed me with it on Instagram like I'm nobody. Like our friendship means nothing. That's not fair, Morgan. You're grieving and I understand that, but you can't expect me to put my life on hold forever. I'm allowed to be happy about my baby. I never asked you to put your life on hold. I was sobbing now, could barely breathe. I asked you to be honest with me. I asked you to treat me like I mattered. If you had told me when you found out, it would have hurt, but I would have understood. I would have been happy for you eventually, even through my pain. But you made a choice, Vanessa. You chose to lie. You chose to sneak around. And then you chose to humiliate me in front of everyone we know by throwing a party, and not even warning me it was coming. That's not about protecting me. That's about you being a coward. I'm not a coward. I was trying to do the right thing. The right thing. I laughed, but it was bitter and harsh. The right thing would have been treating me like an adult who could handle difficult news. The right thing would have been respecting me enough to be honest. The right thing would have been being an actual friend. But instead, you let me sit in my grief while you played pretend, and then you threw yourself a party to celebrate what I lost. So no, Vanessa. You didn't do the right thing. You did the selfish thing. And I will never, ever forgive you for it. Morgan, please don't do this. Don't throw away 15 years of friendship because you're hurt and angry. I'm not throwing it away. You already did. When you decided your comfort was more important than my trust. When you decided that avoiding an awkward conversation was worth destroying everything we had. You threw it away, not me. I'm just acknowledging what you already did. I hung up. Blocked her number. Blocked her on every social media platform. Deleted every photo of us together from my phone. Derek just held me while I cried, and when I finally stopped, I told him I wanted revenge. I wanted her to hurt the way I was hurting. I wanted her to understand what it felt like to be betrayed by the person you trusted most in the world. Comment below right now, Team Morgan or Team Vanessa. Because half the people in my life think I'm the villain here, and I need to know what you think. And smash that subscribe button because the revenge part is coming and it's good. Derek tried to talk me down. Morgan, she's not worth it. The best revenge is moving on, being happy, not letting her have power over you. But I couldn't move on. Not yet. Because Vanessa had done something unforgivable, and everyone we knew was already starting to defend her. I saw the comments on her Instagram, people congratulating her, saying they were so happy for her, even people who knew what had happened to me. Some mutual friends even reached out to tell me I was being too harsh, and that Vanessa did her best in a difficult situation. That's when I realized that if I didn't do something, Vanessa was going to get away with it. She was going to play the victim, paint me as the crazy grieving woman who couldn't be happy for her friend, and everyone would believe her because she was the one with the cute baby bump and the happy ending. So I decided to tell the truth. All of it. Publicly. I wrote a post detailing everything, how Vanessa had been pregnant while taking care of me, how she'd hidden it for months, how she'd thrown a massive party without warning me, and how our mutual friends were now gaslighting me into believing I was wrong for being hurt. I included screenshots of some of the worst comments people had sent me, the ones telling me to get over it and stop being selfish. I posted it to Facebook where all our mutual friends would see it, and I tagged Vanessa. The response was immediate and explosive. Within hours, the post had hundreds of comments and shares. People were divided. Some thought I was justified, some thought I was being cruel, but everyone was talking about it. Vanessa's phone was blowing up. Her husband called Derek, furious, demanding I take it down, saying I was ruining everything, and stressing out a pregnant woman. But I didn't take it down. Because the truth is uncomfortable, and sometimes people need to be uncomfortable. Vanessa had made me uncomfortable for months with her lies. Now it was her turn. If you think I did the right thing by exposing her, drop a comment saying expose her and hit that like button. If you think I went too far, tell me why in the comments. I want to hear both sides. And please subscribe because there's still more to this story. 3 days after I made the post, Vanessa showed up at my house. I almost didn't let her in, but Derek convinced me to at least hear her out. She looked terrible, red eyes, no makeup, hair in a messy bun. She was wearing sweatpants and an oversized hoodie, trying to hide her bump even though everyone knew now. Can we talk? Her voice was small, broken. Please? I let her in, and we sat in my living room, the same living room where she'd held me after Lily died. The irony wasn't lost on either of us. I'm sorry. She started crying immediately. Morgan, I'm so sorry. You were right about everything. I was a coward. I was selfish. I convinced myself I was protecting you, but really I was just protecting myself from having a hard conversation. And the party, I didn't think about how you'd find out. I should have told you privately first. I should have given you a choice about whether you wanted to be in my life during this pregnancy. I took that choice away from you, and that was wrong. It was so wrong. I didn't say anything. Just let her talk. I've lost friends over this. People saw your post and told me they agreed with you, that what I did was inexcusable. My own sister told me she was disappointed in me. My husband and I have been fighting because he thinks I should have handled it differently from the beginning. And the worst part is, I know you're all right. I fucked up, Morgan. I fucked up in the worst possible way, and I don't know how to fix it. You can't fix it, I said quietly. What's done is done. I know I can't undo it, but can't I at least try to make it right? Can't we at least try to get past this? I miss you. I miss my best friend. And I know you're still grieving Lily, and I know I made that grief so much worse, but please don't cut me out forever. Please give me a chance to be better. I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time since this nightmare started, I didn't see my best friend. I saw someone who had hurt me more deeply than I'd ever been hurt before, and who only seemed sorry now that there were social consequences. I saw someone who had been perfectly fine lying to me for months until I made those lies public, and her reputation was on the line. You miss me now that people know what you did, I said. You miss me now that it's harder to play the victim. But where were you 2 months ago when you could have told me the truth? Where were you when you chose a party over my feelings? You made your choice, Vanessa. You chose wrong. And I'm sorry, but some things can't be forgiven just because you're finally feeling guilty. So that's it. 15 years of friendship, just gone. You made it gone. Not me. You? Comment below if you would have forgiven her at this point, or if you would have done exactly what I did. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button because you need to see how this resolves. She left after that, and I haven't spoken to her since. I heard through mutual friends that she had her baby 3 weeks ago, a boy named Lucas. I felt nothing when I heard the news. No pain, no anger, no jealousy. Just nothing. And that's how I knew I'd finally started to heal, because 6 months ago, hearing about her baby would have destroyed me. Now it just felt like information about a stranger. Derek and I are trying to move forward. We are in therapy, both individually and as a couple. We are not ready to try for another baby yet, maybe we never will be, but we are taking it day by day. I've started painting again, something I gave up years ago, and I've found it helps me process the grief in ways talking can't. I painted a portrait of Lily from the one ultrasound photo where you could see her face. It hangs in our bedroom, and sometimes I talk to it, tell her about my day, about how much I miss her, about how her death changed everything. Some people think I was too harsh with Vanessa. Some think I should have forgiven her, that pregnancy makes people do crazy things, that I should have been the bigger person. But I don't regret what I did. I don't regret telling the truth. I don't regret holding her accountable. Because at the end of the day, Vanessa didn't just lie to me, she betrayed me at the lowest point of my life, and then she expected me to congratulate her for it. And maybe that makes me a bad person in some people's eyes. Maybe I should have been more understanding, more forgiving. But I've spent 6 months understanding other people's feelings, putting everyone else's comfort above my own pain, and I'm done with that. I'm done protecting people who won't protect me. I'm done making excuses for people who wouldn't make excuses for me. Tell me in the comments, am I a bad person for not forgiving her? Am I wrong for putting myself first? I genuinely want to know what you think. Drop a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I post stories like this regularly and you don't want to miss them. Vanessa will have her baby, and she'll probably post cute pictures on Instagram, and people will comment about how blessed she is. And she is blessed, she gets to keep her baby. She gets the happy ending I was denied. But she doesn't get me. She doesn't get my friendship, my support, my forgiveness. She traded all of that for a few months of comfortable silence, and that was her choice to make. I don't know if I'll ever fully heal from losing Lily. I don't know if I'll ever be able to look at pregnant women or babies without feeling that sharp stab of grief. But I do know that I'm stronger than I thought I was. I survived the worst thing that could happen to a mother, and then I survived my best friend's betrayal on top of it. If I can survive that, I can survive anything. So to anyone reading this who thinks I was wrong, who thinks I should have been more forgiving, who thinks I overreacted, you're entitled to your opinion. But unless you've held your dead baby in your arms and then had your best friend lie to you for months about her living one, you don't get to judge me. You don't get to tell me how I should have handled my pain. And to Vanessa, if somehow you're reading this, I hope Lucas is everything you dreamed of. I hope he's healthy and happy and brings you all the joy you wanted. I genuinely mean that. But I also hope you remember what you sacrificed to have this moment. I hope you think about the friendship you destroyed, the trust you broke, the person you hurt. I hope it was worth it. Because you'll never get me back. That ship has sailed, burned, and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. You had one chance to do right by me, and you blew it. And now you get to live with that for the rest of your life, knowing that when I needed you most, you chose yourself. I'm done carrying this pain alone. I'm done pretending I'm okay with what happened. I'm done protecting everyone else's feelings while mine are dismissed. This is my truth, raw and ugly and painful, and I'm putting it out there because I need people to know that I'm not the villain in this story. I'm not the crazy grieving woman who can't be happy for her friend. I'm the woman who was betrayed by the person she trusted most, and who refused to let that betrayal be swept under the rug. And if that makes me vindictive or petty or whatever else people want to call me, so be it. At least I can hold my head high knowing I didn't let someone treat me like garbage and get away with it. Vanessa chose her path. I chose mine. And I'm finally okay with that. Thank you for listening to my story. Please leave a comment telling me your thoughts. I read every single one, and I need to know I'm not alone in feeling this way. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another story. And if you know someone who's been betrayed like this, share this video with them. Sometimes we all just need to know we are not crazy for standing up for ourselves. Thank you for being here with me through this. It means more than you know.